Yes.
Hey everybody, we're gonna get started, but you need to know who you're sitting next to. So you got 1 minute, meet somebody, say a hi, tell them what you're gonna do on Memorial Day weekend. Go.
Howdy, I'm gonna get really drunk.
We got a head start on that one, yeah. You got big plans
During that time.
All right, let's get going. 1, 2, 3. Still works every time. So every week we talk about our MVVVP. What is our mission?
It is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. And what really hit me on that was the lives worth living. It reminded me that success isn't only measured in numbers, but in joy, balance, and relationships. You're choosing a career that you get to go all in. And I thought that was so cool when it was like, it's a business worth owning because you're creating it. The culture in your business is what you're making of it. And so I thought that was really cool that that's our mission statement.
Very cool. I love that each week we share one of our MVVPs. So it just helps you realize why we're doing this. We're not just salespeople. We're here to help build lives, both for ourselves and our clients. All right, we have a lot of strategic partners that are here with us each week. Let's start with Christina today.
Yay!
Hi, I never get to start. Christina Ferrante with 417 Home Loans. I'm your lending lady for life. I love being here and you guys are the best.
Yay!
Let's go, Jess.
Hello, everyone. Jess Bowman, Bowman Insurance Group. We're an independent insurance broker. We can help you and your clients with any and all insurance needs, and we'll do whatever we can to help you guys get the deal done. And we appreciate you guys.
All right, on down the row.
All right, Derek Cheney, home loan expert, Mid-Missouri Bank. It's been a while since I've seen all your lovely faces. I was on a family vacay for a couple of weeks, but before that, I went to the mortgage conference where they had Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac talk and had like their chief economist talk as well too. And the bad news is they don't really see interest rates changing too much throughout the year. They think they'll hold pretty steady. But
It's Jerome's fault. It's not.
but steady is still good because then that gives people some consistency. So if you have any buyers out there that are waiting until rates drop significantly, you can just let them know it's probably going to be a minute.
And leadership just got back from Mega Leadership Camp, so we're gonna have a lot of info to share that will help you with some of those conversations. Let's go, Carl.
Carl McDougall, Ducks on Home Inspection. We'll do a home inspection for you. Then the sellers are gonna fix some things. Don't just take their word for it. I was out this morning, talked to Shannon. That was nice as always. A list of things that the sellers were supposed to fix. Agent got confirmation everything was fixed. Went up there this morning, and there was, I think, one thing on the list that was actually fixed. So, yeah, just, when the repairs are done, it's always a good idea to have that reinspection, especially if you're a newer agent or you don't know, about the items that were supposed to be fixed. So,
Carl, what do you guys charge on a reinspect?
normally I'm 150 for a reinspection, but it depends on distance and how many items I have to look at. You know, if there's 20 or 30 items to look at, and I gotta drive an hour to get there, it'd be a little more, but typically 150. This morning was free. I was already coming to town to see you folks, so.
So trust but verify.
Yeah.
All right, on down the road.
All right, Kevin Kohler, Allstate Insurance, I'll provide property casualty needs, got some great, fantastic home rates in the area, and just a reminder, if you do refer someone over, or even if, just to get a quote, even if they don't go through with us, I do send out a $20 gift card just for that opportunity, so appreciate the chances to help clients, thank you.
Awesome.
Good morning, Cole Keeling, USA Mortgage. It's afternoon, I keep forgetting that. Anyway, I'm sure you guys have lost deals to inspections and appraisals. I just want to remind you guys, we do internal escrow holdbacks. We've saved so many deals, we've cut so many deals together because of people not being able to agree on repairs. But if that seller knows that that repair can be done after closing, after they get their money, they're a lot more willing to do so. So if you guys want to learn more about that, I'd love to take you to coffee. Thanks.
Who on the back?
You mortgage.
I see you mortgage. Come on up to you mortgage.
I'm on, I'll just take your
All
spot.
right.
Jeff Sheeman, you mortgage broker. Obviously, we do lending. Two things to invite you to. This Thursday, every Thursday, we do partner training. It's a virtual thing, starts at 1 o'clock. It's on Microsoft Teams. It's usually some version of sales training. We have a sales process that we follow. We share it with everybody. And then our tacos and training is next Thursday, 1 o'clock at GSBOR. We've got a guy coming in to teach us how to do your Google business profile, how to create your page and get traffic to Google business and how to rank, I guess, in Google is the answer. So Thursday and then next Thursday, or Wednesday and then next Thursday.
Very cool. And is George the last one? Let's finish with George.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, so two quick things, and I talked about last time I was here, 18 months. Like if you're writing an offer for your clients, think 18 months. Because if you get 18 months, you get 2 summers of coverage for the AC, 1 winter. So and if you have questions on that, certainly we can unpack that. Also, next Thursday, before you go eat tacos at the board, I'm doing a lunch and learn here, which I haven't done one in years. So whether you've been in the business 10 months or 10 years, come learn about home warranty, get a refresher.
There'll be info coming up on it in a second.
So come join me. Let's have fun.
Very cool. Now, did I miss anybody? All right, so every week we have a culture winner. Last week was, or 2 weeks ago was Liliana.
Okay, these are her words, not mine, but this person truly deserves the award. Her work ethic is admirable. She is honest, always responds to texts and emails promptly, and is always willing to help. She is an agent you want on the other side of a transaction. Her name is Cynthia
Chupanero.
Chupanero. Yes, you guys give it up for Cynthia.
All right, since she's not here, we need to text her and tell her congratulations. Her phone number is 417-429-7626. One more time, 417-429-7626. Hopefully she's in a closing or somewhere where all this phone goes crazy. All right, hold on, dance time.
That holiday, warm weather. She's saying stop dancing.
Okay, so who had, uh-oh, I may have started again.
No, please don't.
Good, it did. Who did something good this week? Number one, going back a week, Red Day was awesome. Those of you who did that, you can see the thermometer over there. We raised over 40,000. We had all kinds of work done at Dynamic Strike. Thank you to everybody that showed up there, donated, all those kinds of things. Who else did something good this week? Come on, time to brag on yourself. Tell us what you've done. Yes.
I got 3 listings and 5 buyers from 2 open houses this week.
Wow.
This. Didn't even sell a house from open house last week. That means you got under contract on the home you're holding open. You're under contract on a buyer you met from an open house, or you're under contract on a listing you got from an open house. Any of those, you get 3 free open house signs. All you gotta do is send me this stuff to my email address, the date of the open house. So you're gonna have a big email to send to me. Address of the open house and the home that you put under contract. And that could be the same, but more than likely it's not. As of last count from our Paint the Town Red, we're over 1.2 million in open houses have gone under contract from doing this promotion. The people are out there. That's how you meet them. It's a relationship business. Okay, so who else had something good? Anybody?
Yes, John.
John? Oh, well, I kind of inherited a small house in Crane, Missouri from a guy that used to do a lot of work for me as a subcontractor. And I put it up as a new listing and got several showings, and I've got a contract on it.
Oh, great.
Congratulations.
That's fantastic.
Anybody else? All right, onward. Who do we have here? Kaya.
Hi, I'm Katya with Onward, and I put out a bunch of flyers. We have new summer promos. So if you are interested in learning more about that, please contact me.
And Onward is available if you want to get leverage to your business. They do sign running, lockbox, they have open house presence, they do TC. So they're incredible girls. We have,
And the baskets.
yep, open house presence or yeah, closing gifts.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of stuff for you. So you can go upstairs to our leadership office and talk to any of them. They'd be happy to help you get the leverage you need to grow your business.
Yay,
How many contracts are they expected to close in May?
76?
Yeah, they have 76 closings in the month of May.
Yeah.
That's like about the market.
Yeah. So they're busy, but they got room for more. So if you need help, let them help you with it. Also, do not call people you're not supposed to, do not get called, do not get sued. 3 things you should know. Number 1, ALC meeting is this Thursday at 9 a.m. It is open for everyone to attend. The ALC is our top group of leaders that are chosen each year that help make decisions on running the market center. So that's how you learn what the top thinkers are thinking. Come on into it, enjoy it. You'll love being part of the conversation. Number 2, what George was saying, the home warranty lunch and learn. This is May 28th, 11:30. Do they need to sign up or just come ahead of time? Oh, Nicole's got a link in the chat already for it. So
There you go.
cool. And June 5th, Jordan Freed is coming. This is incredible. This room's gonna fill up. We're just gonna hear from Jordan real quick. He can tell you what he's gonna be
Hey
doing.
there, I'm Coach Jordan Freed, and if you've ever felt like you're doing a lot but not getting anywhere, this is for you. Most people, they aren't lazy. They're just lost. They're tired of chasing goals they're not even sure that they want. After 10,000 hours of coaching conversations, I can tell you one thing for sure. We all want the same thing. We all want life on our terms. That's why I created the 90-day play. It's a free, simple system to help you define and design your life 90 days at a time. Most goal setting systems are built on 12-month timelines, and there's 2 problems with this. One is a 12-month cycle makes us believe we actually have more time than we do. We're living in extraordinary times, and we need systems that are built for the speed we're living in today. 12 months is just too long. Second, so many programs are focused way too much on the head. They don't include the heart. There's no relationship with the goals. The 90-day play shrinks the timeline. It creates urgency, and it gives you the plan you'll actually follow because it's designed around what you want out of this one wild and precious life. In less than 90 minutes, I'll walk you through the 4 most important questions to get clear on for goal setting, a 90-day letter exercise that helps you articulate your best possible future, a step-by-step framework to break your goals down into real weekly actions, and a planning tool I've used with top performing entrepreneurs to bring focus to even the busiest lives. By the time you're done, you'll have more than just clarity. You'll have momentum. So if you're ready to stop spinning your wheels, if you want to live in the world of get to, not the world of have to, join me for the 90-day play. It's completely free. All you have to do is drop your name and email below. I'll send you instant access to the videos, the workbook, and everything you need to start. Let this be the 90 days you actually show up for yourself. I'll see you inside.
Okay, so you don't need to drop your email there. Jordan is a good friend of our Market Center. He coaches and helps a lot of our agents here. He will be here live. It's not a Zoom thing. He will be in the room. It is June 5th, 1 p.m. On the chat, I see that the link is in there. Nicole, what's the best way to sign up if they're here right now?
We'll send it out.
But you don't want to miss this. This room is going to be full for this. It's rare to have Jordan for free. Okay, come to this. It's going to be a life-changing thing for you. And everything else you need to know is in your emails each week. Here's our calendar of stuff going on. Most of it we already talked about, except there's something coming up we want to let everybody know about.
Yes, our next Fresh Faces is gonna be June 2nd. Our amazing vendors have agreed to sponsor with us again. That's Jess Bowman, 417 Home Loans, and Meridian Title. So it's a quick happy hour, 4 to 5, June 2nd. You can scan that QR code to sign up. Whether you are a fresh face or you've been here for a while, come meet the new Fresh Faces.
An old face.
Last year, we onboarded 18 new agents to Keller Williams. And so we're
That's fun.
hoping Last month, yeah,
Last year.
sorry, last month. So since our last Fresh Faces, there's even more new people for you to meet. So we want to encourage, if you've been in the room before or you haven't been in the room before, just come for an hour, free drinks, free snacks, and come meet somebody you don't know.
And there's usually a game involved,
And
so
there's
it's a lot
usually a
of
gift
fun.
card, so.
Yeah. All right, what do we need to do to stay out of trouble?
We're good.
Everybody gets to get out of jail free.
I haven't had any real challenges that the agents could answer for themselves in quite a while. We're doing really good.
Really well trained.
Very well trained. All right, Nicole, what do you have from the tech world for us?
First off, the 1031 exchange, lunch and learn has been postponed. So that is going to be in June. Garrett wasn't here to talk about that. So just be on the lookout for it, probably early June next month. Big thing, we have a new door access system. So if you came to the market center today and your fob did not work on the side doors, not the front doors, then it's because we do now have an app. So you have been receiving information in your email. So I sent that out on Friday. I haven't got too many calls. So I think everyone's gotten it figured out. If you are having an issue, let me know. If you want to go to the next slide.
Yes.
So it is called Brevo Mobile Pass. So when you are close to a door, you basically just click a button and it will open the door that's closest to you. Just a pro tip, some of those emails did go to spam. So check there. You do only have 7 days to accept the invite. So if it's longer than this Friday, then I will have to resend it to you, but super easy. Just reach out to me. And the next one. The biggest thing that I have been getting questions on, your Bluetooth must be turned on for the app, not just your Bluetooth that's already just using for your phone, for your AirPods, for whatever. You do have to have your Bluetooth on for the app because obviously it's Bluetoothing to a system.
Thank you, Nicole. Hey, guess what day it is, Nicole?
My birthday.
It's her birthday. Can you guys join me? We appreciate you. You mean so much to all of us. Thank you so much.
Okay, all right, and it is.
I wasn't
coaching
gonna
time.
sing.
I can dance, but I
No,
can't
no,
dance
we're
either.
good.
Welcome our #1 amazing coach, Shanna.
So many of you guys know that the leadership team just came back from mega leadership camp. I am super tongue-tied all week. I don't know what's wrong with me. I had the honor of sitting on a panel, which is huge. I got to be in a room with some amazing individuals that had a lot of thoughts on a lot of things. So I wanted to share with you 2 big takeaways from the topic that was all about growth, right? So when we think about growth, I think immediately to our agents, you must grow your business, right? The growth of this market center, the growth of your business, the growth of who you are personally and all things that relate. So here's how my 2 takeaways will apply to your business today. 1, growth is survival. Can we all agree? Okay, good. If you're not growing, you're dying. So the opposite of growth is decay. And when you do not grow your business and have intentionality behind it, you're essentially killing your business at little pieces at a time. That's why lead generation is a non-negotiable. So if you aren't getting right with lead gen, you better start today because you are in charge of the trajectory of your business. Number 2, know the difference between a database and a pipeline. Sounds pretty self-explanatory, right? And it sounds like something that you probably heard a lot, but I need you to hear it even more intentionally today. A database is your full contact, right? It's your area where you go and you put all your contacts in. It's where your relationships live and marketing can happen. Then your pipeline is your priority list. It's where you track the progress of where these relationships land and whether or not you need to talk to them now or later. All right. So that's why if you stay focused, you stay growing, you're going to build a lasting business. If you want to hear more about this topic, I'm going to invite you to come meet me tomorrow down here at 9 a.m. group coaching. We're going to be talking about this a little more in depth. So stay focused, eye on the target. Do not let your foot off the gas.
Very cool. And how many of you are ready for summer to start?
Yeah.
Yay. What if there was an event to start it? My good friend David Hawkwez is here.
Oh, snap.
Give him a round of applause. Our events committee, and they did a very cool event last year. So this is the second round of it, and he's got a lot of info for you on it.
Yes, I know that there's no other way you guys would want to start your summer other than at the Discovery Center. Wes would love to be there, and he doesn't have a flyer, but he will be there on Thursday. It is this Thursday, so it's day after tomorrow. So hopefully it's stuck in everybody's brain and nobody forgets. It's from 4 to 8 p.m., so it's a long time. Come and go as you would please. We're gonna be serving food at 6 o'clock. Burgers and dogs, we're just gonna be making them up there. Hogan's gonna have Rita's Italian Ice. In custard, we're gonna have some giveaways. We're gonna have some giveaways to the Retro Arcade, whatever the name of that place is. 1984. We're gonna have 20 of those tickets to give away. We're gonna have some Whitewater tickets to give away. So it's gonna be fun. We had 165 people there last year. We're hoping to shoot over 200 people there this year. It's just a really good time. We don't do family fun events often at the board. And so this is something you can dress casual to. You don't have to stress about it. Show up whenever you want, leave when you want. Bring your families, nieces, nephews, grandkids, children, cousins, whatever they are, just bring them. Hang out with your realtor and affiliate family and bring your own family and introduce them to everybody. And everybody should have a flyer. If not, there's a few extra here at the front. But I hope to see everybody the day after tomorrow. Thank you, Mike, and everybody for having me.
All the interactive things are open for the kids, so they can play with all the
Yeah.
stuff in there.
Yeah, 4 levels of chaos. There's a gym, there's putt putt,
There's the bicycle
dodgeball,
cross.
There's everything. So if you don't have kids, come anyways, have a hot dog, have a hamburger.
So do you have help with the cooking this year?
I have maybe slight help.
So last year, they were cooking outside on the back deck and serving up on like the 4th. So
One
David's
elevator.
Running up, yeah, he was either going slowly in the elevator or there was so crowded, he's running the stairs.
It was impressive.
Yeah.
If anybody was there last year, we're hoping to simplify it with 2 black stones and quicker legs up the stairs. There's only 1 elevator, so it makes cooking on the 1st floor and serving on the 4th floor a little difficult. But we're gonna start earlier this year, and we've put some things in place to hopefully make it a little more successful.
Like a pulley system?
Maybe, but if you end up hungry, just come to the 1st floor, the kitchen's there. Skip the line, that's a little treat for this brokerage only. Did not tell anyone else that.
Yes.
The KW special.
KW special.
Thanks for joining us today.
Yes, thank you guys, and if anybody ever has the desire or the want or the ability to serve or be on a committee at the board, there's a handful of committees a lot of people don't know about. Talk to Mike, call me, always happy to help. I'm pretty involved myself. So we love involvement, we really do. But thank you guys.
So this is the week each month where we go into a little bit deeper dive on the numbers of what's going on. We call it the language of real estate. It is the numbers that help you talk as an informed person as you're out with buyers, sellers, or the public in general. Because everywhere you go, people want to ask about real estate.
People want to know.
Before we get there though, talk about what you said earlier. Eric is in the process of buying and selling a house. Tell me what you're saying about the communication earlier.
There's no such thing as too much communication. We are in the final days. And I was telling Mike, I was sharing, some of y'all have shared with me, I don't want to be annoying. I don't want to bother them. All the reasons why you don't do it. In my current state, I'm 72 hours away. I would love to be glued to my phone, just have constant updates, what's happening. I have a reinspection today. I mean, my heart is like, what's happening, what's happening, what's happening. So just to have a realtor that I love and trust and respect to say, this is what's happening. I wanted to give you guys that perspective from the person, right? Sometimes we put our real estate agent glasses on too much. And we forget the person and that their life is being completely uprooted. They're getting the moving trucks. They're doing all the things. To you guys, you do it every day, every week, right? But to the person, there's no such thing as too much communication. Even just a simple text I got this morning of like, we got you. This is what's happening at this time and this blah, blah, blah. I've said that to my husband. I've said that to like helping me with my dogs. Like everybody is aligned. And so I wanted to share that because as we help and we coach, some of you come and share with us, some of that lead gen or that follow up with your pipeline, you feel like you're doing too much. it's not enough. I will be honest, especially once they're ready to go. They want the data. They want the information. I want to know I'm getting a good deal. I still even try to negotiate my price today and I close tomorrow. So I'm serious. It's like people are hungry for this information. So don't just hear this as a Keller Williams agent in one ear and out the other. Hear it for your client that you're helping and assisting as they transform their whole life into the next chapter, what's going to be where their new family lives. So I wanted to give you that perspective from my point of view today.
So what I try to end every conversation with a client with, here's what happens next. That way they know when they're gonna hear from me again, when the next thing is. There's no such thing as over communication. Let them know everything that's going on, or if nothing's going on. Sometimes just saying, hey, we're still on track, all is good.
Well, and I was gonna say the 3 forms of it, right? Call, text, email. You're not inundating me, right? So I can go back, I can go back and check my email for the actual information. I can go back and read through my text, right? So that was another thing I was gonna say. I'm so glad you reminded me, because it was really good that I had multiple forms of the communication. I didn't feel like I was bothering them because I was getting it in all 3 channels. So if I'm up at 1 o'clock in the morning trying to pack, I was able to send an email. My lender wrote me right back. You know what I mean? Just stuff like that was super helpful. So.
Never mind me something else. We're jumping all over. We're gonna be all over the place today with all of our info. Past teacher talking, 60% of people learn visually. I think it's like 30% are auditory and whatever the other percentages have to kinesthetic. They gotta touch things. How do we usually communicate? We talk. If they don't see it, it usually doesn't impact with them. So even if you have a phone call with somebody, send an email, text afterwards, just to confirm what we just talked about. Put it in print. Visually, we all usually learn better. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, numbers. Nothing big this week, except closings were up most everywhere. And the ones that did change a little bit, like well, back on listings, like 59 to 58, there wasn't a big change anywhere. Listing numbers were about the same for new. 17 went under contract in 1 day or less. Remember back in the crazy days, that was 30 to 40. Sometimes that was like 70. It's a typical almost end of the month. Closings start going up, listings stay balanced. The contracts though were down quite a bit. This is what's weird. Contracts were up for SOMO and then down here, down with GSBR and up in the north. So there was no normal for this week. Compared to last year, it's the fast ones are less, but everything else is kind of normal. Okay. Then this is one thing I want to share with you though. If you get nothing else out of today, this is a stat that came out. This was a board question on the trivia where you win money each month or each week. And this was important to me. According to Zillow analysis of 2024 home sales data, the optimal time to list a home nationally was in the last 2 weeks of May. Guess what? That's right now. Homes listed during this period sold for an average of 1.6% more, translating to approximately 5,600 above the expected sales price. If you've had somebody who says, well, I'm almost ready to list, tell them they've got 2 weeks. This is the optimal time, okay? Tell them not to wait for June, because down here it says it used to be the first week of June. It has shifted. As Shannon was saying, everything's faster now. As it was Jordan actually. Shannon was saying it too. But Jordan was saying, we're in a faster world, things are going quicker. So right now, if you do nothing else this week, call somebody who's been thinking about listing saying, hey, this is the time right here. Okay. We went up again, 2,150 available listings as of yesterday. Way ahead of where we were the last few years. We're still tracking in between 2018 and 2017. Okay. The video didn't show. It didn't show. There it is. Okay, here's your stats for our 3 main counties really quick. And this goes fast. It should have sound. It'll be okay. Oh, click it. Yeah, sorry. Check these. Still over 300 in Christian County. Average days on market, that's an important one. So if that went by too fast for you, it was in your Sunday night email from the board. You can just click this video and then share it on your socials. But it gives you a quick thing on our 3 main focus counties here. And I gotta click that again. Okay, here's our market center numbers from
Yay.
the last month. So this is, every month we close out, it's called transmittal. And then about 2 weeks later, we get all the data from KW Corporate showing what we've done. A couple of my highlight, closed units were up a little bit compared to MOM means this April. Is it April? Yes.
Yeah.
Compared to last April, year to date compared to last year to date. Closed units are still up, but it went down a lot from last month. Rachel, we were talking the other day, sometimes our March is big and our April is small and vice versa. That's kind of what we're seeing this time, isn't
Yeah,
it?
we're seeing a flip flop. Typically, March is a larger month for us and April's kind of the following. This last year, we've seen March was kind of the lower and April was the bigger, vice versa. So,
You can really see it right here. Listings taken was up 50%. We had that much more, 47% year to date, but contracts written -9% compared to last April. So again, March was huge for us. Sometimes it bounces depending on Easter, spring breaks, all those different things. But the most important thing, closed GCI, the money into your pockets was still up 2% compared to last April and up 14% compared to last year. So you're still making more money than you were. Profit share for the month. We are at $34,028 that will be deposited into some of your checking accounts or savings accounts, wherever you put it, tomorrow, because 21st is always profit share day. We're over 100,000 shared back to agents for the year now. So year's looking strong, a little bit lower than last year, but we're about to hit it when our busy season is.
All those new listings.
Exactly. And that's the thing, those listings, like we just saw, they're gonna stay 40 or 50 days. Another interesting stat we're gonna get into is how many percentage of homes had to have price reductions so far this year. So price are up from the beginning. Okay, these are some fun ones. The stats are the stats, so I'm just gonna say what they are. So this is GSBOR, our agents and our board, units year to date. Congratulations, year to date, you all are still at the top with 23.2% of market volume. Next one is 20.8%, and then it drops to 4.5, 4.4, 4.2, 2.2, and then there's another 300 brokerages past that. Okay? Green means listings, yellow means buyers. So we're pretty balanced on that too. That is units for GSBOR. And again, you all realize we've been fighting for this for 20 years to be on the top spot. It's amazing that you're there. We're loving it. Volume wise, guess what? 23.2%, we're still up there to 20.8%, 4.5, 4.4. So you all from GSBOR, meaning our local board, are still the top for the whole year. This is year to date up to, what does this say, May, up to April 31st, April 30th.
Wow.
There's no April 31st. You all know the trick to do that, right? Find me later, I'll show you. All right, then we also run it for SOMO, which is all of our boards combined, because out in internet world, we have people in West Plains, we have Rolla, we have Kabul, we have all over. We are still stronger there too. So units of all of SOMO, we're at 14.6%. Murney's still second at 12.6. What's interesting is some of the companies that are very strong in just GSBOR dropped way down. And then some that have, like Reese Nichols here, has 7 different offices because they're spread out more places. So when you count the whole region, some of the lower players change, but we're still at the top. Guess what? Same on volume also.
So cool.
So volume wise, so no matter where you go, if you're a new agent, you can brag on yourself being part of the largest company in the area. More people trust us to help them with their home sales and home buying than any other company around. And I think that's worth a round of applause because y'all are amazing. Here's a stat that thanks to Trey and some of the ALC conversation last month, we came up with and we realized. Sales per agent. The average agent at Keller Williams Springfield in the last 12 months sold 13.2 homes. The other one I have highlighted is Keller Williams non-Springfield agents. So not part of us, like Keller Williams Branson, Tri-Lakes, Joplin, they're at 11.3. Now, why is this important? Because last week, Eric and I were talking with an agent who was at a company. They said, well, my cap's $16,000. It costs $4,000 more to be Keller Williams. But that company, the average agent sells 8.6 houses a year. So they're saving $4,000, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 5 sales times, what's their average commission? 7,000? They're saving $4,000 to not make an extra 35,000.
Wow.
So when you're here, you learn how to sell more houses, and that makes up for all the difference there. It's like going to Costco instead of Dollar General. It costs you something to be part of it, but you get so much more variety and the cheap hot
That's a
dogs.
great analogy.
Great.
And then hot dogs.
Yes, and the hot dogs. Okay, but this is really cool. So the average agent here, and what's crazy, we're team heavy. So if you're under a team that doesn't even grow, so it's actually really skewed. Our average agent probably has about 20 sales a year. If you're one of those that's not, plug into the trainings, get with Shanna. We need to see what Shanna's group does. They're probably 70 transactions a year.
It's like a million.
Yeah. Okay, so as you're busy with other people though, the conversation, and I hear people say, well, I'm at this split, I'm at that split. Who cares? 100% of nothing, if you ain't selling anything, is nothing. We can help you have the life you deserve, like the mission we were talking about earlier. I'm sorry, I'm all passionate today. I'm all over the place.
Diet Mountain Dew.
This is the third one today so far. All right, here's another fun stat. We're getting into a bunch of different stats, but this is from the main guy from Housing Wire was at our thing last year. And he was showing, last week, this was existing home sales all the way back to 1970. Here's why I'm freaking excited.
Yeah, this is me.
And I don't know how well you can see it up back there, but he took the purple is the grid, and then he drew a black line and it showed everywhere that there's been a dip. Usually it flat lines and then it explodes. Flat line or slightly down, explodes. Look where we're at. We're at a flat line.
So he thinks it's about to explode.
It's about to explode. Okay?
Get ready.
So with us taking more market share and having all the tools and having everything, and the open house stuff, your names are everywhere. Everybody in town freaking knows who you are, so it's about to explode and you're gonna get it all over you, so.
Explode everything.
Here's another interesting stat. This just came out today. This was from homes.com on my email this morning. Home prices stagnated or declined in 15 of the top 40 markets in April. Okay, so if and you go back to that where our listings, we had 50% more listings, but less closings. Things are sitting for right now. For right now, it's about to change. Okay, so that's our stats for the month. You all are doing incredible stuff. Keep doing it. If you're one that's not quite feeling the momentum yet, keep doing the right things and it will get there. Okay. All right, now, help you sell one more. Last week, we were all at what's called Mega Leadership Camp. It's Mega Camp, but for leadership. So it's focused just on us and helping us. And we had a lot of different group things we went to. And this is sort of unscripted and free form. So we're just gonna go wherever it goes. Rachel, are these your slides that are up first?
I did one for each of them.
Okay, cool.
So each topic, So on the graph that Mike had just shared, Logan, and here's his last name, I'm sorry. He's with Housing Wire. He's the lead analyst. If you are wanting to stay up to date on what's happening, all things housing, they have a podcast. Every day they drop an episode. So it's anything over insurance, title, mortgage, homes, and it's about 17 to 20 minutes every episode. So if you're on your drive-in wanting some update, this is who I would encourage you listening to. He actually did one, I think 3 days ago about the tariffs and how that will impact mortgage rates. So this applies, yes, Carrie.
So they're changing it to where they're gonna do them every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, because the Friday stats that come out, that way he can give an update on Mondays, and then the Tuesday is then the Monday. So they're actually changing it starting this week.
Yep, so if you go to Spotify, then this is a podcast I would highly recommend. He went through all of the data and analysis with us over that. And that's one of the graphs Mike had got. Did you have any notes? I know you were mesmerized through his whole talk whenever Logan was talking.
See my scribbles?
Yeah, don't read Mike's notes, please. You have anything on that?
There will be a couple things coming up, so we'll just sort of bounce back and
Okay,
forth.
so this is something I would highly recommend. Again, about 20 minutes into your drive at work, highly would look to check that out. Okay, so you all should have received an article or an email from Gary. And it's through an Outfront article that was linked, but it's all over clear cooperation. Have you all heard what's happening in the clear cooperation policy world? No? Okay, so why is this important? Does anybody that has information over it know? Okay, so how clear cooperation got started, and I'm sorry it's a little blurry. Back whenever it started, and previously what had happened was brokers were keeping all of their own listings within their brokerage. And then they were essentially holding on to them and saying, if you come and use me as your agent, I have a competitive advantage because I have these listings hidden. And so that's where clear cooperation formed. And in Gary's article, he'll go into much deeper overview of this, but this is my notes. They were keeping pocket listings, shadow inventory to gain more agents and a better edge with their clients. What was interesting in 2024, sellers that did not put their home on the market, there was over $1 billion left on the table by selling it off market.
By putting it under a hidden listing with the
Yes,
broker.
yes, so by not advertising it. So where clear cooperation came in was that now we have to, within 24 hours of putting a sign out in the yard, we have to put it on the MLS. We have to market it to it. What we had the conversation, and Zillow was also there, and we'll get into that as well. He was talking about that now what he's seeing is all these other companies are going out and starting to create their own platforms too. So Keller Williams Listing Service, we had all talked that if something happened with the MLS, Keller Williams Listing Service is available. We have one of the largest listing platforms because of all of our agents syndicating through that. These other companies are starting that too. If you are using Zillow, you need to be aware of what's happening with clear cooperation. Zillow is what they went through, and they had their group that they have said they won't put any listings on their platform if they're not publicly marketed. So if you use Zillow for anything and it's not publicly marketed, they won't let you do that. And eventually they said that they will start bringing fines to agents that are not following those rules. And the whole point around that is to have the seller informed choice for it. So what's at stake, what they had talked about was they said, if you don't know what's going on with clear cooperation, now is the time to get involved at the board. So they have come out with, here's the overview of clear cooperation, but each MLS or board has the opportunity to make their own rules and mandates of what is going to happen. So what they are now using is delayed marketing. So how the crucial part is that MLSs have the opportunity to decide the period of time a listing can remain in delayed marketing status before it must be publicly marketed through IDX and syndication. This will also change how days on market are calculated, how the price change history is shown publicly, how new disclosure forms should be implemented, and any rules that they want to implement. These decisions could directly impact every buyer and seller, and this is where they come in. And so in this article on Outfront, if you go back to that Outfront article, it will give you a whole list of why you should care what's happening with clear cooperation from that.
It was very interesting that Zillow was on our side. It's like they're helping agents. I'm like, is this the right thing? So they're wanting it to where if you're hiding your listings, they aren't doing it because they know it's better for the sellers and the buyers to have open access to everything.
What I appreciate about this conversation, so this was Jason Abrams, the Chief Industry Development Officer, and then this is Keller Williams' new CEO. They had the conversation and Jason was pretty transparent and saying, hey, I've heard Zillow is wanting to remove the real estate agent. Tell us what you think about that. And Zillow owns Dotloop, they own Showing Time and Follow Up Boss. And so their whole goal is to help streamline the agent's processes so they can sell more houses. And they ultimately said, we can't do this without a real estate agent. Now, if that's true or not, we'll see how that shapes up, right? But that's what Jason had said on stage when he asked him on that. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And he shared some interesting stats around what they're seeing from all of the tech that they can have. So they can tell on Zillow now, if you're using Zillow, that the take the tour, if someone clicks take the tour, they are a more serious buyer than if they click contact agent. So you will see now on the Zillow platform that they have moved take the tour up to the top. 30% of people who wanted to see actually never went through the home though, after they said take the tour.
Can I throw something on that?
Yeah.
That is why they bought Showing Time. When you click take the tour, it goes straight to your calendar you set up saying these dates or these times are available. So it's like Broker Bay for our local things, but that's why they put that together.
So you could use Broker Bay because that is included in your,
Exactly.
and I know you're an advocate of Broker Bay and how it has helped you too.
In some ways, yes.
Okay, perfect. And then from that, they saw 70% more engagement with homes that had a floor plan. So if you're having any pictures on the MLS, having a floor plan, there was 70% more engagement that they had seen through there.
Yep.
When they also went through a consumer survey of all of their buyers and sellers, 73% of sellers felt that they paid a fair price to their real estate agent based on compensation, and 7% thought that they actually underpaid their real estate agent based on compensation. So we're looking at 80% of their sellers that they had surveyed actually were willing to pay that compensation to their seller, the selling agent.
So we're gonna have this saying at each title company, at the end, you just turn it, say, just fill out this tip form for me, and they can add to it. Okay, maybe not.
Nice. Quick question.
Yeah.
So if the floor plan is so important, I think, why did the board get rid of floor plan? Used to be a little button up there, you click it, you go in, it costs $25, I think, or something. You went through the house with your phone and it would draw the whole floor plan for you.
I don't know unless there was a subscription to it that, I had never used it myself.
Anybody else ever use it? Man, but I mean, it's cool. It's so much easier than hiring somebody for $150 to come through and draw a diagram that you're not sure is accurate. Okay, Jim, go ahead.
How many of you include a floor plan on your houses? Yeah.
We used to.
How do you get it? How do you do it?
I'll check on that, because I don't.
It's called flow, FLO plan. It probably might still be available, we may have to pay for
There
it.
became an issue at one point with putting a floor plan on,
We're not allowed to.
because builders would say, that's my copyrighted material, you can't have my floor plan. So I don't know if it was a legal
You call it what?
thing
It's
there.
their blueprint.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
have proprietary rights, but then now there's floor plans everywhere, so don't know where,
Yeah,
what happened.
Yeah.
we'll check on that and see what it is there.
Yeah, we'll look at that.
Those floor plans don't have measurements that builders give them.
Oh, they just have it, here's where all the rooms are.
Here's how it looks, but
Don't
there's no
measure.
measurements,
Yeah.
exactly.
Got it, okay.
For the people that raise their hand, how are you putting your floor plans on? What are you using
I have
like
my
a?
photographer do it, and she just has an app, puts everything in dimension, and that way they're not having to look through the photos 6 times to figure out the flow of the house.
There you go.
I call it floor plan.
The same with you,
You
Wes?
can use Kuba as a photo, we just upload it as a photo.
Yeah. Right.
There's an app that we use, I use Cubicasa. So, and you can get it for free. There's different levels of it depending on how much detail you want. But yeah, for most stuff, if you just want to do that, it outputs it into a JPEG file and then you could upload it as a photo as well as your photos.
So there's a variety of different ways.
Yeah, it just uses the LiDAR on your phone.
And I'll check on the flow plan too.
Yeah, and so as they went through the different statistics, that they said, sorry, I'm reading my writing as well. That's fun. Where did it go?
While you're looking for that, I went
Yeah,
through this. This was interesting. My coach reemphasized this with me today. 40% of homeowners don't have a loan. They own the house outright. An average of all those that do have a loan, the average has 53% equity. So how do you use that? Those people, either they don't want to sell or they have no loan or they have a low interest rate. Have you ever talked with them about why not using your equity to buy investment property or buy your lake home or something like that? But there's all this money sitting in equity, billions or even trillions of dollars sitting there in their actual home that could be leveraged to help them build their wealth. So that's a conversation sometimes we don't think to have with people because we just think, okay, they're doing the next loan. Another interesting thing they said is inventory went down so much because those darn millennials. Because when they bought a house, they didn't have one to put back on the market. They were the first time in. And so it depleted instead of having a buyer and a seller. So that's one reason we've come down on, the stats I put up used to be 7,000 houses available in GSBOR. And some of them, like Jim has said, you'd have an anniversary with them because you'd have the listing for a year. So yeah, birthday, anniversary. Hey, I'm still listing it. We're still costing money. So the balance of older people with lots of money into things, if we can figure out a way to help them buy or sell or do something different with their equity, that's a huge thing that could happen.
Yeah. So when they were talking about clear cooperation and within Zillow as well of what the implications, they said people who listed off market actually had a higher seller's remorse. They didn't feel like they got enough exposure and or enough money from what they could have put if they put it like publicly on there. So again, it kind of goes off of what your seller is looking for. If we were in the clear cooperation, delayed marketing, what will happen is it may go in the MLS, but it'll delay appearing into the brokerage sites as well. So that is something that we'll have to be aware of. So if you are looking into clear cooperation, I would highly go back up to that Outfront article. That is, if you go to outfront.kw.com, you'll be able to see this is what the article is labeled. There's 3 pages of what Gary has listed. And then from there, this is how your voice can matter and how you can get in the board to communicate of what you would like to see from it as well. On that. Shanna, Erica, did you guys have anything you wanted to share, Landon? Based off what you,
Off of clear cooperation.
any of it?
Mine was about the vision.
Okay.
So,
St. Louis is already Maris is practicing.
I had that right
said
here,
that,
yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know why you'd wanna hide a house. I still don't get
Yeah,
that.
every once in a while, if it's like a celebrity or something like that, I can understand it, but get it out to as many people as possible. You know, so.
well, Mike and Rachel did a great job covering it. Honestly, I've gone to now 3 Keller Williams trainings, and this was the first one I felt like I wasn't hearing them speak Chinese, you know what I mean? Where you're really
Come over this
connecting.
way for a camera.
Oh, sorry, where you're really connecting with what it is they're saying. So the content was so good. If you haven't been to a Keller Williams training, I highly recommend it, just to even get the vibe of the culture of what it is you're a part. You're a part of something so much bigger than yourself. But the very last day, we heard from a man who was blind, and he went blind in college. And so he gave some really cool, I wrote down quite a few, but ones I wanted to share with you today. But the best way to fix your vision starts with looking inside. And so he had to face the facts that he was going blind. He had to accept it and then allowed it to then motivate him. And he went on to be very successful in business. But I thought, how true is that for everything we're facing today? You have to first face the fact and accept that's the fact. And then you have to internalize it and let it motivate you to be successful in business. And then the other thing I wrote, I thought was really funny, but excuses are for losers. He just was so just transparent and honest about, don't make excuses, own it and move forward. And the facts are not going to change. You don't want to be blind, right? But in his mind, he didn't want to be, he was already blind. He didn't want to be blind and bitter. And I thought, how cool is that for your mindset as you go into the summer market? You don't want to let what's happened this year affect your mindset as you move forward for the rest of Q3 and Q4. You want to let it motivate you. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop feeling sorry for that deal that didn't work out, that mutual release, accept it didn't work out and move on to what's next. Kind of focus on the business. So I thought that was really, really good. And then better to hold yourself accountable for your own thoughts. I think sometimes we forget that piece of the thinking, right? Hold ourselves accountable for lead gen and our scheduling and our time. But what are we telling ourselves? I thought that was really good too, because the only person you can hold accountable for your thoughts is yourself. And then the last note I had was, and Adam says this all the time too, but you can't be so tied to the outcome that impacts your whole day. And that was something that I just took away. I underlined it, but own the outcome, even though you're not responsible for the circumstances that caused the outcome. I thought that was good too. So I just took a lot. There were so many practical things that we took away, but really that last day I was just like, inundated with that. All of this is so good. All of the training is so good, but it comes down to the action that you have to take and the mindset you have to make your business, back to our culture, what it is you want your business to do. We can't do it for you. And so I thought that was incredible. Those were some of mine.
Yeah, being data-based and not opinion-based. And it goes back to the mindset. We hear a lot in bold. You can't maybe control your first thought, but you can control your second thought. And I was listening to a podcast on the way in, Barbara Corcoran was being interviewed by Jamie Kern Lima. And when they were interviewing for Shark Tank, she was actually denied because they were only going to accept one female shark. And she said, for the first 10, 15 minutes, I actually wallowed in self-pity, but then I realized how I was showing up as a victim. And then I realized, how can I show up? And so she sent Mark Burnett, the, what is director?
The producer,
Yeah, the producer, thank you, of Shark Tank, this long worded email and said, if you're going to choose them, then fly me out there and let me compete against them. So then that way I know I lost. And so she was able to control that second thought of, why not me? How can I show up? And Jason Abrams had actually done an exercise with us on the last day as well. And he said, you know, I was laying in bed this morning and thought, why do successful people just stop? And how are they not successful anymore? So he put it into ChatGPT. And here are the reasons that why people stop doing things that work and make them successful. Because a lot of us, we may have been like, these activities, if I've done this, I've seen these successes with it. But then I stopped and now I'm wondering what's going on. So Chat, of course, my friend Chat, said this is a powerful question and one that shows up across personal growth, business, and leadership. Here are some key reasons people stop doing things that work and make them successful. 1, comfort and complacency. Success can lead to a false sense of security. Once people see results, they sometimes assume the momentum will sustain itself and stop doing the things that created it. 2, lack of awareness. People often don't fully connect what created the success. They may not realize the habits, systems, or mindsets that got them there, so they don't know the harm in changing course. 3, boredom or burnout. Consistency requires repetition. What was once felt exciting can become mundane. Without a renewed why, people may disengage from what actually is working. How many of you think that lead generation is sexy and fun all the time? Right? Okay, so boredom or burnout, right?
It's just you.
Shiny object syndrome. New ideas, strategies, or distractions can pull people away from proven methods. They chase novelty, thinking something newer or faster will work better, even if it hasn't been tested. So we talk about the creativity over the models right out of the MREA. Ego and overconfidence. Success can inflate confidence to the point of arrogance. Some may believe they've outgrown the basics or don't need help or structure anymore. I hear that a lot of time when people are saying, hey, I need to get more energy back in my business. I say, hey, have you talked to Shanna? She's done a really great job within the program. They've closed 15 million year to date. They say, oh, that's only for new people. Then why are we having this conversation? Right? Lack of accountability. Besides ego and overconfidence, I'll take a line out of Dan's playbook, right? Ego is the most expensive line item in your P&L. And he can tell you all the instances that maybe it showed up. So it's fun when we look at you, hey, what's your P&L say? Oh, it's great. Are you sure? Okay. And then I see some things showing up. I'm like, oh, that's ego, not actually a return. Lack of accountability. When routines aren't reinforced by community, coaching, or clear goals, even high performers can drift. Left unchecked, small slips can lead to major deviations. Lack of accountability. That's what the importance of being in this office is every day, right? Showing up, doing the work, being around high-minded people that help you stay the course. Life changes, personal or professional shifts, new roles, relationships, seasons of life can disrupt routines. Without intentional adjustments, people can unintentionally drop what works. And we hear that in the one thing when we say, oh, I need this like balanced life. Well, it's not the balanced life, it's a counterbalance. So if you know your family is most important, which it always should be, right? God, family, and then business, then you're being very intentional of living in this sector. But then you have to be very intentional of what do I need to do to move back into this when my family's good? Like for us, right? I just went through a major life change of having a baby and being at home. And I'm like, okay, I need to get back into work. However, I know what's most important is being with my daughter, being with Trey, and having that moment because she's already 3 months and it's went by so fast. And I now cry when I see newborn photos of her. And I'm going to be very intentional as I shift back into work. And I know what that counterbalance looks like. It's not this perfect balance. And I think we need to give ourselves grace right now. In a time when we're kind of, you see that chart, and we're kind of in this chaos moment of what's happening with the market, it's either going to rise. Well, are you going to go with it? Or are you going to choose to follow these things? And you know what makes you successful, but you're choosing to do the other things because it sounds sexy, sounds fun, something different, maybe a little like, oh, we'll try this new tactic. But what you got you there, remind yourself that. And how do you get back on course? That's why we did Paint the Town Red. That's why we do these call days. That's why we do these fresh faces so we can get connected and we have that accountability. So if you're ever wondering, just ask Chat. It'll tell you everything you need to know.
Two other final things here. We've always said a buyer seller balance market is 6 months. The guy from Housing Wire said it's actually now, speed of things, closer to 4 or 5. So as you're talking with people, that's why it's feeling more like if the buyers have a little bit more say because we're right around 3 months. And 4 to 5 months is not considered more of a balanced market than 6 months. And Springfield reviews.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was brought to our attention, obviously. Robin Kramer had posted and she goes, wow, look at all of y'all's reviews. Like, how can we make this better for the brokerage when she Googled Keller Williams? So we are going to follow an agent's business. We are going to start doing a review contest of our own. What we want to hear from is you all of why you love Keller Williams and how it's changed your business. And we'd love if you could go on and give us a review. However, we're going to break it up a little bit differently because we don't want to get spammed or flagged and then we're shut down from Google or Facebook or any of that. So you'll be hearing from the leadership team. We're going to call and ask you, what do you love about Keller Williams? And we're also going to ask you, what can we do better? Because for us, we want the feedback. We want to be able to bring higher level speakers, conversations, training, whatever you all need that you see as valuable We always want the conversation. If you ever have feedback, I would rather know than not know, because then I have an opportunity to fix it. If you don't tell me, I can't fix anything, and I'm gonna keep doing the same thing, and you're gonna create this story of, well, Rachel did this and now it's continuing to happen, and then look at this and I have to leave. It happens all the time. We hear it. First thing I always ask people is, did you ever tell somebody this? Well, no, I was afraid of what you're gonna tell them. Then how do you expect them to change, right? So we're gonna start doing a reviews. We would love to hear from you. We would love the feedback. If you feel like it's not a 5-star and you don't wanna give it, then come tell us. Be honest with us. Let us know how we can improve. Because our goal here is to help you sell one more house. And so we're working on different ideas. We have some fun things in the work that we
Yep.
discussed from Mega Leadership. And so we can't wait to roll that out. But yeah, so we're gonna work on building our reviews as well.
All right, that a lot of good info to help you through the week. Walk with pride, because you all are the top ones around. We always like to leave you with a quote. This one came from Jason Abrams. Focus on activities that make you money. Everything else is a distraction.
Have a great week, everyone.
All right, we'll see ya.
Really?